Does that give you the chills? Ahead of the spooky Halloween celebrations, Newsy's national correspondent Axel Turcios set out to find the most haunted places in the United States. Today, he takes us to Salem, Massachusetts. Take a look.
Hear me, Poseidon, who protects the earth, the dark-haired horseman.
Mass hysteria and bloodbaths have left a stain on Salem, Massachusetts.
It's crazy, the stories that came out of this, and, you know, people having out-of-body spirits visiting them.
Now, over 3 centuries later, the ramifications of the Salem Witch Trials can still be felt on the banks of Massachusetts Bay.
Any place that has had a mass killing or murder usually becomes very haunted.
What happened in Salem had nothing to do with witchcraft.
Are you a witch?
I am a witch. I'm a priestess. I run a coven, which we come together. We celebrate the seasons. We celebrate our successes. We work magic.
Between 1692 and 1693, the Salem Witch Trials found at least 19 people guilty for crimes relating to witchcraft. The punishment? Death by hanging. In total, over 200 people were accused of being a witch. Pam Kramer is a descendant of 2 women who were publicly hanged accused of practicing witchcraft.
Sarah Wilds is one. She's my 9th great aunt. And Ann Pudiator is my 9th great grandmother.
For the very first time, Kramer visited the site where her ancestors died.
And these were Puritan women, and, you know, somebody starts acting out of character, and somebody else has some ill effects, therefore it must be, let's blame it on these other people.
Leanne Marama admits she's a witch, a statement akin to a death sentence back in 1692.
Witchcraft has been associated a lot with women, the hag, the one who curses, the one who seduces a man. That's once again the patriarchy, the male superior trying to put down women's natural gifts. Witchcraft is an old religion made new, and it is also a practice many people do. We are people of the old gods, and we connect with nature on a regular basis. We are the ones who bring light and magic to almost like a dim, sad world.
Do you cast spells?
Yes, of course I cast spells. I love casting spells. Spells are another form of prayer.
I feel quite a bit of energy right now.
Daniel Tracy says she's a witch with special gifts.
I am clairsentient, so I feel things. I'm an empath, and I'm also claircognizant.
Tracy believes that the blood-stained Salem grounds are a fulcrum of the paranormal.
Salem is definitely one of the most haunted places in the United States, I'd say.
This is the old burying point, one of the oldest cemetery in the United States and also the oldest in the city of Salem. And this is where Judge John Hathorne, one of the most influential, hated, and unrepentant judges involved in the Salem Witch Trials, is buried. At that time, also, the bodies of some of the people who were convicted of witchcraft were dumped around the cemetery because at the time it was believed that it was unlucky to touch their bodies, and also it was illegal, so they never received a proper burial.
When other judges like Judge Sewell were saying that they were sorry for what they had done because they realized that the victims were all innocent, Judge Hathorne, the hanging judge, never apologized.
Karen McLaughlin says the House of the Seven Gables has a direct attachment to the Salem Witch Trials. The house rose to fame after Salem-born Nathaniel Hawthorne wrote his novel with the same name.
Hawthorne felt this burden of guilt. His great-great-grandfather had been one of the judges during the Salem Witch Trials, and he is, I believe, the only one who never repented.
A house with a dark past, believed by many to be haunted, but McLaughlin thinks otherwise.
I do not believe it is haunted. Personally, I've spent a lot of time in that house. I've never had any experiences. I mean, there are some people that say they have felt things, but there's really no evidence of it being haunted.
This is the Proctor's Ledge Memorial dedicated to at least 19 people who were executed, men and women, after being convicted of witchcraft. And this is the site where scholars have concluded those executions happened in 1692. And in those woods up there, it's where they were hanged in what's been described as one of the first miscarriages of justice in American history.
What happened here in Salem is what created the path for our modern legal system. Innocent people being convicted and killed for crimes that they didn't commit. That's a big deal.
History has revealed the persecutions were all about money, land, and power.
Powerful people wanting something that other people had. And then it became a hysteria. I think they were looking to the people that were powerful at the time, that they believed those people. They're the ones saying it, it must be true. You know, they didn't question authority.
A town wrapped up in greed and misunderstanding, perhaps the truth more frightening than the legend. Axel Turcios, Newsy, Salem, Massachusetts.